to my YouTube channel. My name's Claire. I'm happy to be with you here today on behalf of craftstash.co.uk and introduce you to their new premium range of dies that are the same great quality as the standard creative dies that you may already be familiar with. This is the first collection in the new line called the Creative Dies Plus, and this first collection includes 13 different but very essential and versatile shapes that all crafters will reach for in their crafting stash. With me here today I have the scalloped nesting circles, the nesting tags and the nesting hearts. Also within the collection you will find nesting stars, nesting tags, nesting bunting, and like the nesting scalloped circles here you will also find a collection of scalloped squares, scalloped rectangles and ovals. What sets these dies apart from the standard creative dies that you may already know is the added detail that the designers have included. These sets are known as the stitched and pierced nesting collections. That is because every alternate die within each set either has the pierced detail or the stitched detail. Now I don't know about you, when I go shopping for dies I'm always torn as to which of these details to choose. Do I go with the stitched dies or do I go with the pierced dies? Well, the perfect thing with these sets is that we have both included, so we no longer have to choose. We get the best of both worlds. Another great benefit to this Creative Dies Plus collection is that the designers have actually made the dies a lot larger, which offers us far more versatility in our crafting projects. So we can start incorporating them into our mixed media projects, into our home decor projects and off the page projects too. I'm going to be creating a series of 3 videos showing you just some ideas and some projects on how you can use the nesting dies. So I shall talk you through how to make a rocker card with the nesting circular dies. If you have the non-scalloped set, then they actually come in a set of 8 dies. So it's brilliant value. You get so much for your money and they are just a resource to have in your craft room. It's something that you'll reach for time and time again. So to create this rocker die, the best thing to do is use the die on a folded piece of cardstock. So you need to cut yourself a square of cardstock that is just a little bit larger than the circular die itself, and then fold that cardstock in half. The reason for doing this and cutting the cardstock while it's folded is that especially when you're using the scalloped circles, the scallops on the back of the card will match exactly the scallops on the front of the card. So as I say, fold the card, you attach the die halfway onto the cardstock, run it through your die cutting machine, and you're left with a already folded and scored scalloped circle, and that will be your card base. Now to create the front of the card I used the next circle down, the next size down, and I cut 2 circles, one in the light blue and one in the pink, and laid them together. Offset them so you have the pink just peeping through to give a little border. This size die had piercing detail on it, whereas the larger die has the stitch detail, and I think that's just a really nice detail. It just gives added interest when you're looking and making the projects. So I shall go ahead and attach the front of the card. Now it's best to put the glue onto the card base. At this stage you have your card blank there and you're free to decorate in any which way. Now I've gone ahead and cut some more of the circles, and I'm just going to create a little embellishment with these, a stylised flower. I'm going to take the circles and I'm just going to make one snip into the centre, or roughly the centre of the circle there. And I'm going to use a glue, just run that along one side of the snip, and then all you're going to do is just reattach the two incisions together, but you can see that it's actually going to create like a conical shaped flower, so it won't actually sit flat against the card now. And we shall go ahead and do exactly the same for the other two circles. So we make just one cut into the centre, we line that cut with a bit of adhesive. Now obviously you can use a strong tape for this also, and we just reconnect, overlapping slightly, so again we have that conical shape. I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can see there, slightly conical shape. And we shall do the same with the smallest layer. Dab of glue and we just attach that. Now these create the layers of the flower, and so you can see that they stack nicely. So all we need to do is just add some more glue to the back of the flower and begin layering up. Just as the dies are nesting in the set, we nest these layers of the flower back together. Now I've chosen to offset mine just slightly. You can layer the flowers so the petals are more central. Again, that's up to you. That's the beauty of using these dies and this beauty of crafting. Everyone has their own interpretation and their own take. So now that I've created that, I'm going to apply that to the front of the card. Again, we can use some glue. Because of the nature of the flowers, they're obviously not going to sit flat onto the front of the card there, as you can see. I've already gone ahead and I've prepared a sentiment tag for this card. You can see perfectly how all these sets mix and match together because I've used one of the nesting tags here. I'm going to just ink around the outside edge. And again, this will bring out the detail of the pierced nature of this tag. I think it's really unusual that within one die set you have the alternating pierced and stitching detail. I've never seen that before. It's a detail that I actually really like, and I don't know about you, but when I go ahead and choose new stash or new products to use in my craft room, I can never make the decision between, do I go for the pierced dies, do I go for the stitched dies. Both are really pretty. But thankfully the designers have treated us to both, so we don't have that dilemma anymore. So we can treat ourselves to one die and we get the best of both worlds. So I've just gone ahead and highlighted around the edge there. That actually brings out the pierced detail, as I say. I shall go ahead and just attach that to the front of the card. and add an organza bow just to finish there and hold that in place. The versatility of the scalloped and even the non-scalloped dies, the nesting dies, especially the circle dies, are just brilliant. I mean, you can use them for absolutely any card, any colour scheme, for guys, for children. There's just so much that you can do with them. Right, that's not going to stick on there. I shall add that with a piece of silicone glue, just to hold that firm on there, I think. There we are, that's better. So there we are. We have a circular rocking card made from the scalloped circle dies, with a stylised flower also made from the circular dies. I'll put all the details of the products that I have used in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you'll come back and see me again soon.